Check. All right. So now let's go over here to our chart. And looks like we got two main movers up. One is BSLK and the other is TIRX. From yesterday movers, we had SBET go insane from, let's see, down here at $29 all the way to 106 into aftermarket. Just never really slowed down on that one. Absolute. Just ripped this pre-market and just never stopped going. This pre-market was at $34. Came back down, tested it, and off to the races. Let's go and look at TIRX here. TRX is an Asian company. Let me go look at what they actually do here. Let's go look at what they actually do. Okay. Let's go to TRX. Rugen, I don't even know, Holdings. Let's go and scroll down there. All right, so this is a insurance brokerage firm. It distributes a wide range of insurance products, which are categorized into two groups: property and casualty insurance, such as commercial property insurance, liability insurance, all the insurances. So it's an insurance company. And let's go out here and look at TRX. Okay, so this is based out of Beijing, China. Like we just read, commercial property, all of these insurances company distributes its products through offline outlets, online platforms, and cross industry cooperation. It was founded in 2010. And then this other one that is doesn't look like it has any news, but it's up 100%. BSLK. Bolt Projects Holdings. Last news was on May 12th. It reported some kind of good financials, maybe. First quarter, let's see. Grew ninefold year over year. Okay. SEC filings, have you done anything more recent? Yeah, they did something on May 21st. Let's go read into that. Okay, United States. Boat projects, relationship. File pursuant to Investment Company Act. Okay, so Section 30H. Where, oh, where? Transaction code S. So it looks like common stock Amount 13. Somebody got like what? 1,300, 685 shares at 525 and 569. Relationship of reporting persons. He's a director, 10% owner. Okay. Got some more shares there. I don't know how that's gonna do, but it's up 100 and or it's at actually under 100% now. So TIRX, BSLK, and I'm pretty sure something else just popped in. BLRX. Looks like it does have some type of news today. BLRX is let's see what your news is. Million shares traded. SEC filing. It does not have what's on the press release. BioLine RX announces new pilot phase data from phase 2 combination trial of something for pancreatic cancer. Okay, and it's up quite a bit. So moved from $4 all the way up here to $10. Top side is the $9.99 right here. $9.99. Let's go look at the daily chart first. Let's go look at the daily chart first here. So started at $3, had a little bit of looks like it's a popper for sure. Okay. Up 130% and definitely running up the volume right now. 15 minutes. Both of those are looking really green. So we will see what it wants to do. We'll go ahead and mark off the high, but I don't even know if that high is something that we can. This is the first 15-minute candle, so that high may not be relevant right now. 5. All right, so on the 5-minute, we can see that the body of this candle came down to the 840s. And the low down here is at 683. Then we got one at 596. Right. 28 times, 28 X's R-vol as well. So now we're just looking for some type of trend. Let's go back down to the 1 minute. So we got our 5 minutes. It's about to go through its first 15 minutes here. Too steep. Got a whole lot of testing in here. This big old gap here on the 5 minute under here down to the $7 just about. Don't know what it wants to do there. high of this previous candle was at 953 on the 1 minute is where it dropped from. Let me go back out to the 5 minute. Does it show that? No, not really. Okay. Definitely gonna need some testing in this level. This whole big drop here. It's got this level right here at the 840s that it needs to at least try to hold. It's got a lot of questionable space in here. But does have a catalyst on the day up 30%. Come on down, boy. Okay, so there's a little throw through that level. About to close up the first 15-minute candle. We'll see how that picture looks. Hmm. So that is the first 15 minutes. Let's bump out there and see that close. So right here we have a level of 857, 15 minute. There was a turning point. Had a high up here of $10 basically. Okay. Go back down to the 5 minute. Has this little bottom here of 80.11s. Looks like it wants to slip down a little bit. Oops. Okay. Just testing this big old gap out right here between 840 and 683s. All right, let me go back out to the daily chart and see if I can see any kind of space where it can go up to today. So we know that it hit the 10 up here. It did this gap fill back here. So it had a gap between 912 and 765-ish. Right where it is right now actually is the gap. So right up in there. I wonder is it going to get any kind of bounce here? let's see, 7 whatever. This is the bottom of the gap. We'll see how that ends up holding bottom of gap. Back on, that's January 6, 2025. 1/6/2025. It's the bottom of the gap there that I'm looking at right up in here. If I can go scroll back to it, January, right here, 750s, 750. All right, and then it's got this whole gap in here it's playing around with. Got a level there, 750. Next level at 8. Whole dollar. Okay. Good morning, 8 Mile. Trying to get these levels in here. 875. Could be some that's the top of the gap, basically. Top of gap. Okay. So now we got this holdout level in here. We got the bottom of the gap at 750 back on January 6th. It is still in this downtrend, but these levels are kind of significant between 750 and 8. We'll see how it wants to react here, but still in the downtrend. So we got a tap here. Okay. Tap here. And this is based on what we're seeing on the 5-minute or the 1-minute, the trend. And then let's jump back out here to the 15. Bottom side down there was 737. Oh my gosh, 737. This candle hasn't closed yet. It's going back towards the bottom of that gap at 750. Okay, so still testing this level. 2 times down here. We'll see if it actually ends up giving a break. And we can confirm some type of uptrend. Right now, there is no uptrend confirmation. It's just kind of out in the wild. Indecision right over that level of that 750. Will it end up dumping through this level? Still staying within the downtrend. It's going to make a lower low here, lower than 736. Currently 3 million shares traded on it. Still trying to get interest of the people. 3.5 million, I guess. So testing back this side right here that it just came from, this 805 whole dollar level, popping down there back to this downtrend and right through that bottom of the gap fill. All right, so now we got another test on this downtrend. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Let's go look at the 15 minute. 15 minute looking big red. It's about to close this 15 minute in 7 minutes. I want to see if this 750 level going to become some type of resistance for it. Is it going to fully break down 7? It's under that gap fill level now, so it's going to have to confirm some type of bottom. Up 82% now. So stopping right over that 5-minute level. Don't know if that's going to end up holding. Let's see. We got this red candle does not look great. It needs to close. 4 minutes left on the close of this red candle here on the seven dollars. 5 minutes. 5-minute pullback into this 683 level. Will it continue to slip under 685? Okay. So lower low created into this next level of kind of indecision. Coming on down there to 596 on that 5-minute level we marked out. And still within this downtrend. Up 69% right now. Almost 5 million shares traded. is come back within this this first little drop down. Has a bottom down here of $5.96, $6. Let's see what happens here. So we're just walking down this trend here. Just got to get a lot of volume down here. Get some buyers that want to buy this thing. Point of control is still all the way up here. It's 822. If they can get more buying down here, it'll transition downward. But right now, we are quite a bit of ways away from that. TIRX went on down, so kind of left that one to its devices. It didn't. It was a Chinese stock anyway, and I guess nobody's messing with that this morning. Then BSLK with no catalysts up there. Then we got SBET still holding with very little volume on the morning at $90. And then we got Zio. Zio is the one that I traded yesterday, looking for an uptrend to continue. Got in at like 3 something. Got a little bit, but ended up stopping out on this one. I was looking for it to continue on, but it could not yesterday. Small loss, I think it was $28. BLRX still walking down though. Almost 5 million shares traded on it. %68. Quite a bit of a walk down on the 5-minute though. All the way down here. I'm thinking it has room back up to the 750s. That gap fill level, which would at this point be $1 back up the other way. I want to see how these candles end up closing. Okay, it's right on the trend again. Right above this $6 whole dollar level. Right on that trend is gonna pop it. Even if it does pop it, I want to see a higher low than this $6 created. And we get a higher low. Where's the uptrend? Can't form at all. 69% up now. Do a little top and tail right up there to the 650-ish level. Let's go back out to the 15 minutes, see if we can gather any more information. So this is what the 15-minute candle is looking like. Very big move down towards this $6. So we had a level right here, the bottom of this 15-minute candle, right up in here at 640s. Yeah, about 640. 15-minute level. Okay. Continuing to dump on down. Let's go back to the so we pretty much marked all the levels that are on the 5 and 15. Looking again, we're down here to the 568s. And this was the last level that was on the 5-minute. But that volume's got to come in for it to look any type of interesting. So this is another test on this downtrend. Right through here. So when does the consolidation start? It's up 55% now. Came down here, made a lower, and we want to see some type of uptrend start if possible. But it's definitely walking down multiple red candles to the downside, right down here to the 6. Let's go look at the daily and see what the 6 is on the daily. Where is that $6 level? It's right down here, $6 whole dollar level. I mean, it's nothing just super concrete there at the 6, but you know, definitely had a little bit of a walk down. Let's go back over here to the 6. Kind of getting tighter and tighter towards this this trend here. Does it want to continue down, or does it want to start showing us some type of uptrend? The point of control is all the way up there at the 880 or the 822, so far away, $3 away. Okay, so this is a start of something. Let's see what happens through here. So from this low to this higher low, can we get it to, it's already opening under it. Wanted to see what it was going to do there, but looks like it's wanting to move down again. So it's making a lower, okay, coming down to this level of the 562s. And it's going to have to start making some higher lows here. Some volume coming in here, but not enough to move the point of control. It's got 5 million shares traded now. So you got your bottom. Can you make a higher low? Right at this $6 whole dollar level. Let's jump back out to the 15. So it made a low down here of 559. 559 on the 15. Okay. Back out to the 5. So the 5's looking better, holding on at 558. Let's go back to the 1. Oops. To the 1. Can we get a lower high? Or a higher low, my bad. Kind of wondering why more people aren't on this one. So this is a phase 2 combination trial of a specific drug in the first line pancreatic cancer to be presented. So this is a presentation. What date is it going to be presented here? So it says presentation on Saturday, May 31st. So tomorrow is when it's going to be presented. That's why this is a presentation. Interesting. So we're getting some type of hold. The point of control just moved down here to 613. A lot of volume just came in. Will it continue to trade above this level of 615, or will it start to, go under? So presentation news. So weaker news. It's up 61%. So it was up around 100%. But, oh, and this stock looks like an Israeli stock as well. If I'm not mistaken, let me go look. This is BLRX. BLRX, yep. Havel Mundian, Israel. Yep. I was like, why is this thing trading like this, man? Oh, okay. So now what was leading the day was an Israeli stock with news that is just going down, which most of them do. And then BSLK with no news. And then we had TIRX, which was a Chinese stock. So Chinese and Israeli stocks leading the day. Yep, don't want nothing to do with those. So yeah, glad I took my time, and I was taking these levels and everything, but yeah, I usually stay away from those. They usually do me wrong. That's why it's just walking on down. Not saying it won't be an opportunity on this, but it's just opportunity isn't worth the risk for me. It isn't worth the risk for me. Up 55% now. And this presentation is on tomorrow that they're trading on today. So yeah, if it leaves today, oh well. Came down here making a little bit higher high right here on, but the way these things trade, they start to kind of wick during the day, and I really don't like that. Yeah, TIRX and BLRX leading the day. Here's TIRX, this other one. That's the Chinese stock. Went up there to 338s, went back to 338s, and has kind of bottomed around this 250 level. So yeah, definitely not super hot catalyst on this one. And I expected that it's a Friday, so you know, it is what it is. I was wondering, why is this volume so low on this thing? Makes perfect sense now. Just absolutely dying in volume in here. Will something else pop in? Is the question. About to close the 15-minute. And we go over here and look at the 15 minutes. Still looks very dire over here. Big red candle downward. Got this little bottom down here at 562. And this thing's just torturing people in here on low volume. So it has this bottom down here at 550. So if he wants to go and see that again. See if BSLK is doing any better. Not really. Volume kind of dry on it as well. SBET. You up to 90? Yep, it's moving. SBET is up 17%. We saw it at $90, and now it's up to 93. And there's that ATR high and low there. So it's trading outside of the high. So it's for the most part outside of the standard deviation. May pull back, but very low volume, not even 1 million shares, not even 500,000 shares. So very low volume there. And for that 6 to fall on through. Yeah. Go ahead and break all the way through this 560 because you are trash. Good morning, Big Bag Zach. Thoughts on VVPR? VVPR had a pop up there. Let's go look at this. VVPR. Okay, so it looks like they had some type of a correction to a previous press release. Vivo Power announces XRP focused digital asset treasury strategy. Um, this is US 121 million private placement priced at 605. What's the price now? It already hit 605. So whatever they were gonna do at 605 looks like it's been done right there. This pop, let me go back a little bit. Let me zoom back. And this news came out at 6:36. So let's look at what time this pop happened. 6:37. It went up to 605 and then came back down. Let's read a little bit more into this. I want this to be a little bit bigger. There we go. Okay, so London, May 30th. Placement price is 605. Share less. Price. And that's pretty much the main statement of the news right there. And then this is just telling you about Vivo Power, which isn't saying much. It's just saying, hey, we're gonna do this private placement at 605 per share above the last market closing price. Which, why does it keep doing that? Oh, okay, it's going in and off. It's going under. Yeah, that price has already been hit. I don't know if it's going to try to get up or whatnot. I don't know what kind of volume is on it right now on VVPR. Let's go look. VVPR. It has 1 million shares traded. It does have the private placement will be a little bit of catalyst today, so you can't just completely downplay it, but I don't know, getting back up to that 605, it's $2 away from it now, and it's only up 6%. Oh, that's gonna take some work for people to notice it under these other ones that are moving. Because these other ones up 30%, 20%. Is VBPR a low float? Let's go look at that. Key data. So it has a float of 8.043 million. Short float of 6.15%. I don't know. It's gonna have to definitely do some work here on Friday for sure. With all this competition on the board, and it hadn't even made it to the board yet. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, let's go back. What were we looking at? BLRX to fail. BLRX coming back up to that level. So was not able to complete a proper uptrend, just kind of not doing it and just staying within this range on low volume. Now, sometimes, when we saw, I believe was it SBET or something else did a private placement at a specific price that we were looking at during pre-market, but it hadn't hit that price yet. And we saw it explode up to that price on volume. Now, if you're in before that happens, like let's say if you're in what was that one? BBPR. Let's say if you saw this down here at 484, but the problem is the news wasn't there. So how could you possibly know to get in at 474 for this pop? Or even yesterday, the news just came out at 6:30. So That's one of those. It's just like, well, it was, very, very quick news and back down on low volume. It is what it is on that one. But it's crazy. They dropped the news at 6:36 and they were that thing popped up in like a minute up to 6:37 and then was coming down. Very, very big manipulation. So yeah, this thing is just coming into a range. And having issues with that $6. TIRX isn't even moving anymore. Very low volume here. SBET making its way towards a million shares, traded up 17%, $93. Looks like it's forming some type of flat top here. Came up here to 94.89, 94.89, 94.89, and now it's making lower highs. So looking like some type of flat top that could get it back under 90. But if it does make big moves on today on low volume, that's kind of hard to trade because it gets super choppy. It starts looking like these little specks. And these little specks, like if we zoom in, let's look at how much range is on these specks. Okay, so here's a spec right here. This is 85.75, 77. On the next minute, it was 83.92. That's a $2 move on that little spec right there with no trading volume. That's not what you want to be a part of. That's insane. Moving up, so it popped that high there on 95 up to 97, still on low volume. Still on the lows volume. But people are still interested in it. It's going to take a while for that to sell off too. Going up to 100%, it's going to take, yeah. I think it's going to end up holding these levels for a little bit until the company has to do earnings. It's a gaming company, so we'll see. Is it actually worth $100? And maybe in the future, 20 years from now, it'll be a meme stock. SBET gaming popped back in 2025. It's 2050 now. Let's do it again, guys. Don't sell. It'll be the new GameStop. That would be funny. Okay. All right, 8 Mile. Peace out. Want to get those Z's. Yeah, this thing's just in a I think for the most part the majority of the action is still on SBET. What I'm seeing coming in. BLRX took a little jump up there, but I just don't know if it's gonna have what it takes for a presentation tomorrow. Because if SBET comes and catches it in volume, it's gonna be in trouble. Once SBET crosses a million shares traded here, it's gonna be a problem. Moving like a true Israeli stock, popping and dropping. See how far it drops. Can it get back under 6 from here? SPED back up to $100. Yeah. So low volume moving from it just moved what, $10? 94 up to 101 or whatever this breakout was. This breakout $96 on low volume. 500,000 shares traded. Looking like it's going to take the day again. It's hawking them. It still hasn't broke over 1 million shares traded. I guess it's because of the high price. I mean, it is $100 for it to get a lot of trades. Like these people are taking either using a lot of margin, or they got the account size to do this. If they're using a cash account, which I doubt they are, I'm pretty sure they're either going short along with the margin account. So we'll see how that plays out. At 25% up, coming back under $100. So it threw 101 was the top, and then all of a sudden you're down $2-3 there. Like who wants that? Well, even more than that now. So $3. So you're at 101 and back down to now 96. This is what we don't want to be in. This low volume types. No, that's the issue. Even if you took one share, you'd still be down $4. You would lose your Wendy's 4 for 4. Still hadn't hit 1 million shares traded with all this motion. Oh, I forgot. Let's look at the overall market real quick. So the overall market, I'll zoom back a little bit to the 15. Okay, so we were up here yesterday above this gap fill from January 31st. We came back under it, under the ATRs, and now it's kind of looking like we're starting some type of downtrend, but it's Friday, so I don't think it's going to be any heavy pushing. On Fridays, I really just look for more consolidations, but we'll see how that goes. BLRX took a little bit of a pop up back towards that 650 level, but throwing a nice wick. I'm looking for it to fall all the way through 6. $625s. Go ahead and dump. You have more in you. pretty much all the way back down to this 580 level. Fall, fall. SBET just holding right there at 98 bucks. $6.15, come all the way back down to 580s. All right, so let's go back up here to SBET. Still has yet to reach a million shares traded. So when I was looking at the news and all of the things that were going on with SBET, the co-founder of Ethereum dropped 450K investment in there. They gave him a whole bunch of SBET shares, and he also joined the board of directors of SBET. So, I don't know if he's going to turn the whole company, like if he wants to take the whole company crypto base or what, but he kind of took over. He kind of did like a small scale Elon Musk move on Twitter. Now, I don't know if he had an issue with SBET before, but apparently he's been doing some planning to throw 450K at this company. Now, of course, way more than 450K is in here now. A lot of people have put their investments in here, but it's like, what will those earnings look like coming up? Dibai 995 said, what do I think about KULR? Go look at that. KULR. Is this are you day trading this? Look at the monthly chart here. So it looks like it's been open from 2018, and what do they do? KULR. Profile. Let's go look at what KULR does. Come on. KULR Technology Group, Inc., through its subsidiary KULR Technology Corporation, develops and commercializes thermal management technologies for electronics, batteries, and other components applications in the United States. It provides lithium-ion battery, thermal runaway shields, automated battery cell screening and test systems, safe case, fiber thermal interface materials, phase change material heat sinks, internal short circuit devices, and crux or CRUX cathodes, as well as AI powered robotic exoskeletons for U.S. workforce. The company's technologies are used in electric vehicles, energy storage, battery recycling, transportation, cloud computing, and 5G communication devices. It sells its products for applications such as lithium-ion energy battery energy storage, electric vehicles, 5G communication, cloud computer infrastructure, consumer and industrial devices. The company was formerly known as KT High Tech Marketing Inc. And changed its name to KULR Technology Group in August 2018. The company was founded in 2013 and is headquartered in Webster, Texas. Let's see who all is holding this. So we definitely got some Vanguard, some bigger names in here. Vanguard, BlackRock, UBS. They have everything, so I expect them to buy anything that moves. But these two are definitely some bigger names that are in there. Let's look at what kind of mutual funds they're inside of. And do they is this a so they were at $1.14. Yeah, this is definitely it would be a longer term play. I guess you would have to look at the actual sector though, the sector of this market. Let's go over here to KULR. What's the sector here? Go over here to make this bigger. Oops. Make this bigger. Go to peers. Who else is doing what they do? So we got KULR. We got EA. Hold up. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Okay, so these are competitors to them. KULR, EAF, GrafTech, EOS Energy Enterprises, ADSE. So you have to look through some of their competitors to see, you know, who they're partnered with. You know, are they getting more attention or whatnot? Do they pay dividends? All of that stuff. Are they in a growth phase or are they in a kind of like, and this is all of the voting. So, you know, this is what they're saying. Long on KULR is what Benzinga's saying, not me. But some of these have shorts, some of these have longs. So, yeah, it'd be one of those things you have to research a little bit to see more of what their peers are doing here. And I'm scrolling down so you'll be able to go back and look at their peers if you want to. There's some higher price, or no, this isn't the price. Where's the price? Price is back over here. Price over here. This is their exchange that they're in. Let's go to market cap. Are there any big companies in here? There's a 1 billion one. There's Plug in there, so we know Plug Power could possibly buy out some of these smaller ones because it has some pretty good things going on for it. But yeah, not sure. It looks like that would have to be a super long-term play. I mean, you know, if you're gonna build something in there, I would say build slow. Don't dump a whole, you know, 5,000 in there and be like, you know, hopefully this thing goes up, because it may not. So I would say build slow and just dollar cost average over time. You know, add a little bit, buy you know, a share every 3 months or something. And then, you know, if it takes that long, by the end of it, let's say you have 50 shares and it starts moving up, great. At least you didn't waste $5,000 into this dollar cost average in there. But yeah, I'm not sure about that. I like what they're doing with all of the battery systems and, you know, monitoring and things like that. But I'm not sure about where they could go from here with the competition that they have. Okay, back over here to the charts. SBET up to 103. This is a monthly chart. Let's go back to the 15 minutes on, what was this one? Okay, so it threw a wick up there to the 675 and came back down. SBET on the 15 minute. Up there to the 104s. Did it ever get still not to 1 million shares traded? That's insane. All this motion. I don't know, man. The open might be kind of drastic here on SBET. All right. So at this point, this is looking less of a trend and more of just kind of stair stepping. I don't know if it's stair step, which way it's stair stepping, but yeah, it's less of a trend. It's harder and harder to see an actual bounce, strong bounce out of here. So I'm not going to mark that as a downtrend, but it does have some type of trend down here towards the 5s and 6s, but I think it's going to get through that as well. Anyway, if you have any other stocks that I can look up in Benzinga or use their data or whatnot, definitely let me know. And also, if you have anything that you want, if you're looking at something you want me to look at it, you can slap it into the Discord too. So the Discord is where we communicate afterwards, and I can kind of share, do like screenshots or something of the information, and look into it and see what they got going on. But KULR, I like what they're doing. But I don't know if they'll be able to massively compete against some of those bigger companies like Plug. And some of these big companies come and swallow the little ones up. So, you know, it is what it is. It's sped up to 107 now. Where in the world did this trend line come from? Oh, okay, it came from all the way back on the start of this move. So $20 was where we saw it walking up. And it's come all the way back to this trend up here twice at the 109s. And looking like it wants to, well, it is above this 106 up to 109, might hit 110 here soon. Almost to 1 million shares traded. $0.25, there's 110. 102s, can it jump up to 125? 135, okay. 10 cents above, okay, you want to be, okay. Yeah. All right, just hit 1 million shares traded. So another one of these breakouts, 95 all the way up here to 111. So over $100. Over $100 of movement. More volume coming in there. It's probably going to hit 120 here soon. Crazy. And the pullbacks are, what is the spread on this? So the spread is $1, and so the ask is at 14.77 and the bid is at, it's about $1 spread in here. So if you're buying market orders, you're going to get tore up. But during this time, you got to buy the limit orders anyway. So imagine trying to stop out for a loss of like a small amount. You're like, okay, well, I'm just going to risk 30 cents and it bounces down like $2. Oh my goodness. Looking at 120 going up there pre-market. Wow. 1,100,000 shares traded. Nice big bag. Got in and out quick. Yeah, that's the issue with those that have low volume. The big money that comes in and pushes them up, they get out so quickly. It's almost algorithmic. It's like so fast. They don't give you time to think. And you're like, wow, this thing's down $2. Why did it happen? Maybe it'll go back up. And it never goes back up. So SBET is a problem. It is a problem. BLRX continuing to go back towards that $6 level. It's not even trending at this point. It's just, no legs up, no legs down, just consolidation. Waiting for a big fail at the open, probably. Mm, that looks nasty. Okay, so now from this top, if somebody was just buying tops, buying breakouts, and they bought this 21, this 121 here, they're now down $7 per share. So if they bought 100 shares, they're down $700 right now. 10 shares, $70. That's insane movement. Uh-oh, starting to get poppy and droppy. What was that? Not even 2 million shares traded on it. And it's moved from $90 up here to 121. I think this open is going to be horrible. Okay, so at this point, it's continuing to drop. 121. Let's see if it ends up holding those 110s. But $3 away at this point. It's definitely in need of a pullback. All of this running. Probably going to allow more people to get in, but only open. I'm wondering how many orders are there to sell rather than buy. Because people that got in, yesterday and just held overnight, like true gamblers, they're up a lot. A lot, a lot. Like if they got in during after hours in the 70s looking for 100, they got a $25 move out of that. But that does not happen all the time for sure. A lot of times we see gap downs, but it is what it is. Thoughts on VIVK? Let's go get that one. VIVK. VIVK popped up there to 250, came back down to $1.60. Let's go look at this one. VIVK. Okay, so they have a press release, or they had a press release from yesterday. Vivacor revenue soars 133% in Q1 2025 to 37.3 million gross profit. Let's go look at did they do any SEC filings? Last SEC filing was on the 20th, so the most recent news is this press release. Let's read into it. Okay, so margins and EBITDA remained strong to performance of our transportation logistics. Vivacor, an integrated provider of energy, transportation, storage, reuse, and remediation service, today announced financial and operational results for the 3 months ended March 31st, 2025. Key financial highlights for the 3 months ended March 31, 2025 year over year. Revenue increased 133% to 37.3 million. Gross profit increased 345% to 4.8 million. Gross margin of 12.7%. Adjusted EBITDA increased to 2.5 million. Total assets 248.2 million, and stockholders' equity at 108.8 million. Revenue breakdown: terminaling and storage at 21.8 million. Related parties at 2 million, transportation logistics at 11.0 million, and transportation logistics of related parties at 2.5 million. Okay, so management commentary. Vivacor Chairman and Chief Executive Officer James Balenji commented, our first quarter results were as expected and demonstrated the strength of our long-term contracts. While transportation volumes were down slightly due to the impact of global events and the uncertainty associated with such, our margins remained relatively flat as we adjusted our framework of operating expenses. And as crude oil pricing dropped from the mid-70s to mid-60s during the quarter, our EBITDA remained flat. Okay, so he concluded, our midstream assets comprised of vehicles and trailers, pipeline facilities, crude oil transfer stations, terminal equipment, and storage tanks are contracted at our highest revenue levels in company history. We are in midst of some expansion now, with several more planned over time, which we anticipate will enable us to contract at even higher revenues to support increased demand. Okay, we believe 2025 is off to a great start and could shape up to be another record year. Okay, so that's what we just read earlier, but this is in their press release from the company. So this is what they're saying to make themselves look good, which, you know, that's what their goal was, to make themselves look good. So yeah. Wait a minute. This is more numbers here. Let's see. Revenue. So it's saying March 31. This is what I was looking for, the comparison to the past. Increase 21. Okay, so compared to 16 million in last year's first 3 months. So instead of 16, look how that is a pretty large jump there. 16 million up to 37 million. Gross profit, let's see. So this was 3.7. So they had 1.1 million. And, you know, now they're sitting with 4.8. Operating loss for 3 months. 4.8 million. Wait a minute. Their gross profit was 4.8 million compared to 1.1, but their operating loss is 4.8 million. Am I mathing wrong? Okay, let me reread this. Gross profit for 3 months ended March 31st increased this much to increase 3.7 million to 4.8 million, right? Then it says compared to last year, which was 1.1 million. Then on the next line, it says operating loss for 3 months during this same time period increased to 4.8 million. So they lost what they earned. They lost. So if this is their gross profit at 4.8 million, what's the net? Like, what if the net is lower than this? This is the operating loss. So they lost a little bit of money. They definitely lost. They are trying to. You got to read this stuff, man. They lost a little bit of money. They're trying to make themselves look good. They got a lot of green up here, and they waited to expose this down here because they know most people are going to stop reading up here, right? They'll stop reading here, and they'll be like, oh, man, this thing's up. Great. Ha, 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 ha. But then you go down here, and you see that their losses are pretty much, over what they have. And look here, it says increased 4.8 or to 6.4. So they're definitely 2 million in debt. Just off of, and this isn't even the net. So let's continue to read. Compared to 1.6 million for the 3 months, blah blah blah. Okay, so let's see, adjusted EBT. Okay, net loss. So net loss for the 3 months, 5.6 million or 300% to 7.5 million compared to 1.9 million. So in total, the net loss was this, and then their profit, gross profit, was this. So they're about 3 million, looks like around 3 million in debt from all of this movement. Okay, whatever. So we read the press release, we dived into it and all of that good stuff. Okay, so they just came out with some more news here. Looks like they announced a special dividend though. Let's go look at what this dividend is. So this dividend, Dallas, Texas, May 30th. Vivacor, an integrated provider, blah, blah, blah. Where's your dividend? Let's see. Currently holds 206,000 shares of Adaptai Inc. Okay. Oh, where's your dividend? So based on the current share price of the Adaptai, the special dividends currently valued at 0.815 million. So 815,000. Why did they put this like this? 0.815 million. They could just say $800,015. Anyway, not a whole lot. They just wanted to put million in here. That's pretty much it. So they're doing a whole lot of boosting of themselves, and it's strategic. That is a stupid way to put that number. If it was bigger, they probably wouldn't have put it like that. Okay, so Vivicor's board of directors will be establishing a date of record. Adaptai Inc., formerly known as Skipper Holdings. What is the So Vivacor shareholders will be entitled to receive approximately 0.0079 shares of Adaptai Inc. Common stock per Vivacor share. So if you have 100 shares, you'll receive, let's do the math here. If you do 100 shares of this times 0.0079, I mean, you still won't have one share. You need like 1,000, maybe 10,000 shares for this to even matter. So 10,000 times that would be 0.0079. So 79 bucks on 10,000 shares. So that'd be a $79 payout on 10,000. If you had 100,000, let's go look at the holders in this one too. So VBIK holders. Okay. Vivicore, who's holding this thing? So we got some holders in here. The biggest holder is Smith Shell Nut Wilson LLC, which is a smaller company. Vanguard is in here, but I usually, when I look in here, if Vanguard or BlackRock don't have millions of these shares, I don't consider it's a whole lot of confidence in here. UBS Group AG is again bought this one because they buy everything that moves. But yeah, if they're the biggest holder, Smith Shell Nut, that's not a big name company. They're holding 6%, and everybody else is kind of. And this was reported on March 31st, so that was March, April, May, 2 months ago that this was reported. So I doubt anybody has dove in with millions more shares. We'll just have to see on the next report date what they're actually doing. But this company is at a loss. Looking at it, they definitely tried to make themselves look pretty though, for sure. Back over here at VIVK, we can see that it's continuing to go down. But yeah, interesting way they're trying to play the game. Do we BSL? So let's go back over here to so SBET is back down to 111 bucks. BLRX still just floating, not even really doing anything. SBET slowly rising up. If you have any other tickers or whatnot, we can look at. I'll definitely dive into it because I'm not really seeing a whole lot that I'm super interested in here on Friday. So I got a couple minutes left on the stream, but yeah. I do a lot of research when it comes to my dividend plays, so that's why I'm kind of used to looking through these files and stuff, trying to see, what's the next move, when is the next change coming, so I can kind of be in front of it. So I do a lot more research on that side than this one because I have a whole lot more time. If I could get a list of dividends and kind of look them up over the weekend or something, but just quick analysis. And I just looked at what they presented, what the company presented. So I was wondering why it seemed like there was missing data, but all you had to do is scroll down a bit and you'll find it. You will find it. And if you don't, it may be fraudulent. But anyway, yeah, no rush on this trading day. It's the end of the month. Is this the last trading day of the month? I think it is. Yep. Next month we'll open up June, or is it June? Yeah, June 2nd on Monday. So we're gonna be in a whole different month, man. Let me go look at what crypto is doing today, actually, while I'm around here. Let's go see. So Bitcoin is back towards those 105s. Prices kind of dropped, but it's okay. We'll be looking to add to something soon. Where's Proppy? Proppy is still up. Okay. So just waiting, watching for these things to get over 110 and continue, because I really think Bitcoin is just going to continue to go up as more use cases come up for it and more things attached to the name. Now these other crypto, of course, crypto is still kind of new. Bitcoin has been out since 2015, right? So 2015 is 10 years. 10 years and it's up to $100,000. It was once down there way under, $100. It was at 45 bucks at one point. So 10 years old, right? 10 years old, and it has definitely survived the test of time. And so what I'm looking for is other crypto that has good projects, isn't meme crypto, and they have some growth potential into the future, some use cases into the future. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I got a nice little portfolio of crypto as well as dividends. So, I believe in taking advantage of all of the things, all of the outlets that you can. Day trading is just one thing. But those dividends rolling in and those crypto airdrops dropping in are pretty nice. If you don't know what airdrops are, they're basically like dividends that come sporadically. Some crypto pay more or do more airdrops than most. Some of them do weekly airdrops. Some of them do like monthly airdrops. But whatever the airdrop is, it can contain NFTs. It can contain crypto. It can contain crypto of another type that is of the same ecosystem. It can contain, different information, especially in the NFTs. You can get an NFT with information in it, maybe a code or some other type of information that you can use to get more crypto or NFTs or something like that. But definitely an intricate little systems that they've built out in crypto to envelope assets in other assets. Anyway, I'm about to step on down because I am getting super bored. I will probably watch SBet on the open just to see how far it drops. If it doesn't drop, I'm gonna be very surprised. But yeah, I don't want to kill too much time sitting here doing nothing. Whoa, wrong one. Doing nothing. Um, So appreciate you guys for tuning in for sure. If you have any other questions or comments, I usually stream in pre-market. During the day, I'm usually out doing work or either remoting doing work. But yeah, I try to do these streams during pre-market. Sometimes we find something good, sometimes we don't. I've been trying to take more pre-market trades, but for sure it is more dangerous. There are no stop outs. You got to stop yourself out. And trading with TOS, it is a free broker. So sometimes you got to stop out before something bad happens because, you can get caught. And if you try to stop out as something bad is happening, it can jump your stop. It can jump your limit order because you have to use limit orders during during pre-market. So it can jump it. And you can be down quite a bit for sure. So especially on low volume stuff like SBet. It's a little bit safer to trade high volume stuff during pre-market, but it's been rough in pre-market for sure. But I'm not taking stupid losses. No crazy stuff, but definitely it can get crazy if you don't stop out. But yeah, that's it for me today. I'm gonna go ahead and call it. Appreciate you guys once again. And as always, I'll see you guys next week in the next one. And I think that's it for me. Peace out.